My name is Angel Lateral, and when it comes to practicing law, I resonate with the human spirit just as much as the judicial system. This isn't your typical business legal advice show, and I'm not your typical lawyer. As an attorney, I have over 16 years of legal experience in the areas of business law and estate planning. As a project manager, I love building and nurturing systems that work. And as a certified guide in the lineage of King Solomon, transformation consultant, and practicing Buddhist, I know this all starts with a healthy mindset. Welcome to the Laws of Abundance podcast. Legal advice from an angel. I'm your host, Angel Lateral.
As above, so below. So within, so without. So, in order to change the effect, one must first change the cause. As I write this, it is the 2nd day of August, one day past the Wiccan holy day of Lammas, or Lughnasadh, which means first harvest. The Earth Mother all summer was pregnant, and now her first fruits are being birthed into the world as a cornucopia of agricultural bounty, with corn, grains, berries, and melons, all coming in the first harvest of the farms. Such is the same within our lives. The seeds we planted in the spring are now full fruit. Personally, this year, I see this fruit specifically in my business and my love life. I went out on a limb and put myself out there this year after a long time of working on myself, taking an easy and comfortable path free of rejection or possible betrayals and heartbreak. Now, after taking a risk, I've met someone, been vulnerable, opened my heart, and I'm so lucky to have manifested someone who's practicing and seeking in the same way as me. And as I sit here today, meditating together, my runes and tarot cards remind me that we are ready to enter the next stage and harvest the fruits of our new relationship together. All because both of us are willing to be present, honest, clear, in spirit and in gratitude with each other, moment by moment. I share this to get at the topic of this week's Law of Abundance, the Hermetic principle of correspondence, or as above, so below, so within, so without. This means that what you are like on the inside will be reflected on the outside. What we see in the heavens, outside world, is reflected and manifested on earth, inside ourselves. Another way to think about this is whatever we do at the micro level, we do at the macro level. And as a wise colleague of mine once said, how we do one thing is how we do everything. So me recently, I've been working on being 100% present and vulnerable and willing to fail forward in everything I do, not just my new relationship and business, so that I can be fully present always, not living in past experiences or reacting to things that are not happening in the moment. I've had my moments, but being present allows me to recognize when I'm triggered and reacting to a past experience, not what's happening right now. But this is my personal experience with the principle based on years of study and practice in the Hermetic lineage of King Solomon in the Modern Mystery School and my Buddhist practice. So let's break the principle down a little bit to see how you might apply it as a law of abundance in your life. The Kybalion, a book of alchemy and hermeticism, discusses this principle, stating roughly, even the smallest acts influence the grand scheme of our behavior. So in other words, even if there is one part of your life where you slough off or neglect it, it is going to affect everything else in your life. So, for example, if you always ignore your own needs for the sake of putting others first, that is going to eventually leave you tired and burned out and feeling put out because your inner world and nourishment, i.e. self-care and needs being met, is not happening. So you will start seeing the world as if it's taking from you, because inside is filled with lack. But if you shifted that and started doing self-care and became fulfilled within, the world would actually look full of gifts and plenty for yourself and those you care about. And you would have so much more to give. This Hermetic principle is actually why gratitude practices work so well to bring us abundance. If you are first grateful for every single thing the world provides, then you will see truly how much the world provides you. And then by being so grateful and seeing so much, you attract and generate more for yourself and those you care about. Because think about it. The thoughts and images we have in our consciousness appear, and for quite a few people, completely subconsciously, in our outer world. Our mind takes things as truth, regardless if it's a daydream, illusion, or truly what is physically happening in front of us. Our mind automatically creates interpretations of facts in front of us and begins to organize them into a story to match that which we are focusing on the most. So, if we're practicing meditation, self-care, and gratitude, this is building a thought process that shall reflect back a world of clarity, calm, joy, and gratitude, which equals an abundance mindset and an abundance-generating lifestyle. But if you are instead anxious, ungrounded, complaining, and stuck in lack mentality, all you will see is an outer world trying to take your little patch of misery away, and you won't even have enough energy to fight them. So looking at this from a Buddhist perspective, the inner world is the initial cause, the thought, the word, or deed. And the outer world is the effect, the action taken, and the result in your life and perception. So in order to change the effect, one must first change the cause. So as a law of abundance, we must first take a look at our inner world and change that before looking outside. So do you want more love in your life? Well then, do you love yourself? Do you want to have more joy? What are you doing to create passion, light, and enjoyment in the present moment for yourself? No one can give you joy through external stimulation. In fact, the world is a really hard place a lot of the time, or even all of the time for some. But if you wear a good helmet made of true inner positive cause, i.e. clear mind, gratitude mind, loving, open, compassionate, caring heart, you're going to find joy inside all of the time. We cannot control the outer world to make ourselves happy and abundant. We must first start within, give ourselves space, calm, clarity, and nourishment. The space where we always have choice. Choice of reaction to external stimuli. Choice to love. Choice to take action and personal responsibility. To be an agent in our own lives and write our own story. To practice gratitude in the present moment. In my Buddhist practice, there's a saying that complaint erases fortune. This is because of the principle of correspondence. If you complain, you create a thought of lack, and thus there is a cause of lack within, and thus now you've created lack inside. So there will be lack outside of yourself. I suggest, as one who wants to cultivate abundance in your life, you look at the places where you complain. Make a list even, or start a quarter jar for every complaint you make so you can visibly see where those fortune-erasing thoughts are pervading your life. Then start to turn them on their head. Use gratitude for every complaint. Contradict it with a thought of prayer, of thanks. Think of things you love about the moment. Start to bear fruits of abundance. As above, so below. So within, so without. If the Hermetic principles entice you at all, I encourage you to reach out to me so we can talk more about the path of progression and knowing thyself in the Hermetic lineage of King Solomon and the tools and trainings available through the Modern Mystery School International. But until next time, remember, I can help with that, either legally or energetically. But honestly, every legal problem I've ever encountered has been resolved successfully using Hermetic principles, better than the law of any state or country ever could.
Thank you for allowing me to help you prosper. If you like this podcast, please review and subscribe. You can find out more about me at lawsofabundance.laterallaw.com.